Anish, I just have few questions on Cayman. If you have to look at the discharges and OP patients number, it has come down on a sequential basis, and the decline seems to be quite high. Just we wanted to understand, this is something we saw in the past. There is some quarterly volatility in Cayman numbers. Is it the same, and you expect patient numbers to return back in this quarter, or has there been anything structural that happened in the last quarter?
Yeah, I think you're right. As you recall, since we commissioned the new hospital in you had the Q4 of last year and Q1 of this year being the first 2 quarters of the new hospital. And if you recollect, even in the early days of Cayman when the hospital was new, when we're starting a new building with low base, low volumes, you're going to see this volatility up and down. But these are just, standard blips quarter to quarter because the structure is new. And the next quarter, as we proceed, maybe 2 or 3 quarters, things should stabilize. But your intuition is right. These are things that happen in the early days, and they will settle in as we progress. On the ground, we have no reason to have any concerns around the growth trajectory with the new building.
Got it. And if you have to look at the absolute EBITDA number for Cayman business, right, on a sequential basis, the decline seems to be around 20-25 crores. I understand there is a 9 crore number coming from the integrated care. What explains the remaining difference in the EBITDA numbers on a sequential basis?
So, so if you account for the slight decrease quarter on quarter in the hospital business, aside from that, maybe I'll just say that the hospital business as such, the economics have not changed, whether it's comparing Q4 to Q1 or a few quarters later. It's just that right now we have broken up and we are starting to see the integrated care business ramp up significantly in revenue terms, which is obviously at a very different margin profile. A, given it's a new business, and B, it is integrated care insurance, which is very different on a margin profile from the hospital business. So the hospital business itself, the economics remain unchanged. We did have a slight revenue decrease quarter on quarter. You are again going to see some early volatility in case mix. In the previous quarter, we had some few in volume but high value cases, which you generally tend to have higher margins. This time that was not the case. You saw that reflected in the volumes as well. But over the next few quarters, we think on the core hospital business, things will continue to be similar to what we've seen previously.
And on the hospital side, earlier before commissioning the new hospital, you were making $120 million revenue and a 45% margin. I understand new hospital is focused more towards OP, where it can be a bit of margin dilute too. So can we expect, or can we look at the Cayman hospital business as $200 million revenue and a 40 to 42% kind of EBITDA margin business on a sustainable basis?
Yeah, I think it is difficult to give exact guidance to that extent. Having said that, we think that the margin profile of the hospital business, you will not see too much variation, from what we've been used to. Obviously, your first comment is partly right that, in the new hospital, you are more focused towards quicker, short stay, daycare sort of procedures, which are obviously lower margin than the long, complicated cases. So there will be to that extent that change. But the underlying profitability of the hospital business itself will not see any big swings. Having said that, like we've said before as well, for the entire bucket of the geography, whether it's the hospital alone, the hospital combined with the integrated care, whichever way we want to look at it, the intention very much is